All right, we are finally here. Finally, Sinner is playing. My God. Thank God Zverev played a quick match because today has been such a drag in Vienna. Matches have gone so long. And Sinner's match was supposed to start like nearly 3 hours ago. And now it's finally starting. And there's a match after this as well, which Musetti's going to play at like midnight. So, but here we are. And if Sinner plays like yesterday, then we should be out of here hopefully within the hour. Yay. Fritz is taking on Bear as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. Mutay Medvedev was match of the day, I guess. All right. Well, here we go. Can Cobolli, who is in the Davis Cup team, beat the guy who's not playing in the Davis Cup team? That is what we will find out. That is what we will learn today. Does Italy need Sinner? It was very nice and quick match. I know, that was so friendly and nice of him. I was so happy. So happy that he did that. I bet my house on Cobolli. Well, that's stupid. Berrettini Norrie played unnecessary 3-match. I hate when matches are like... I think the worst matches, and I reckon we all can agree, are the matches where the first set is one-sided, the second set, the player who won the first set had a chance to win, but then it goes the other way, and then the third set is just like one-sided. It's like, why do we play a third set? What a waste of time. I hate those matches. They're the worst. Because, like, nothing, it doesn't make any difference. Like, when the second set's like a 3-hour tiebreak, and you're like, why did that happen? And then it doesn't mean anything anyway. But yeah, Norrie and Berrettini's match went forever. But the first two sets were tiebreaks, so it was tough. It was a bad quality match, though, the first one. Okay, well, I didn't watch that. But yeah, that took forever. Medvedev's match took forever. Also, I thought Sinner was playing before Zverev. I didn't realize Zverev was playing before Sinner because usually Zverev is the last one on. But yeah, they didn't do that. By the way, we got on Boko taking on Raducanu in like 7 hours or 8 hours. So we're going to watch that. I'm going to be so tired for that. And then the winner of this will take on Bublik. So Bublik versus Sinner could be a rematch. We've seen them play since that Hella match, though. So we'll see if they play again. Bublik probably like his chances on the indoor courts. But Sinner played pretty damn good yesterday. I want to see Sinner Medvedev in this tournament. What's not going to happen? Medi lost. Medi is out. Medi is gone. Was it Cobolli who criticised by Italian fans last year during the Laver Cup for telling Carlos you were the best? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't remember that. Are you going to watch Zverev? Zverev just played. Chet, am I deaf? Am I deaf or blind? What's going on? Did I black out? Medvedev lost. Right? He lost to Mutay and Zverev just played, right? What day is it? Those matches have happened, right? Yeah, Medvedev lost. Okay, Medi lost. Good. I'm just freaking out because I've got 2 questions about things that have already happened. So I can't watch Zverev because he just played and Medvedev's lost. Okay, good. Yeah. Zverev is about to play. He literally just played. Didn't he? He just played. I saw him. All right, I'm losing my mind. No worries, Elaine. Welcome. Welcome back. I'm just... it's 5 a.m. and I could have gone to sleep and then woken up at 5 a.m. It would have been a much better sleeping situation. But I didn't realize this match was going to be so late. Thought this match was going to be on 2:30 a.m. and I'd be ready to go. But no. Check the schedule, people. Yeah. just the results. So yeah, tomorrow Fonseca plays Chapo. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Let's just get through the Raducanu match and then we'll figure it out. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. Obviously, we'll watch Sinner if he wins, but other than that, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. Zverev and Ruud just won. Did Ruud win? Oh yeah, he won in straight sets against Stan. Fritz is about to start. Shelton went down to Munar, which I think a lot of us thought was going to happen. Munar has been very scary. Ruud just won? Okay. Bublik won. Zverev won. Oh, right. Bummer that Fonseca couldn't play Menchik. Yeah, I know, right? I wanted to see that too. But then I'm also grateful it didn't happen because I wouldn't have got to bed until like midday yesterday. So I'm kind of glad I missed it. All right. So Fonseca and Chapo tomorrow. And Sinner and Bublik, if Sinner wins, they are probably all playing at the same time. That's annoying. Will Ugo give Fritz trouble? Yes, I think Humbert could beat Fritz, to be honest. Munar owns Shelton, yeah. You don't know who Cobolli is? He is playing right now. By the way, I never played before these guys, which is a little bit surprising, but Cobolli is super dangerous. Doubleheader tomorrow? Probably not. I'm not really in the mood to do a doubleheader, unless we have to. Doubleheaders are not... I don't like doing them. I don't feel like I do a good job with doubleheaders. I like to watch one match at a time. So next year we might, maybe 2026, we might abolish the doubleheader. Not do them next year. Unless it's like Alcaraz and Sinner or someone like playing, or the ladies and the men are playing at the same time. Like Sabalenka and Sinner playing at the same time. But other than that, I don't want to do doubleheaders. Unless we have to. Who supports Novak Djokovic here? No one, because this is a Sinner stream and everybody here supports Sinner. Come back later. Come back another day. Weren't you the one who said that Munar would trouble Shelton? Exactly what happened, cooked him badly. I think a lot of people thought that because we all know that we've all seen Munar be super dangerous, and Shelton's still like coming back from injury. You know, he's not looking as, you know, he's still coming back. So yeah, I mean Munar is super dangerous. Yeah, I'm just kidding. There's probably Djokovic fans here. Munar's 3-0 against Shelton this year as well. There you go. All right. Here we go. Let's just get through this match. Sinner versus Cobolli. Cobolli's going to serve first. Good opportunity for Cobolli to try and show the Italian crowds that he can help them win the Davis Cup without Sinner being there. If he pushes Sinner tonight at any point, if he pushes him to a tiebreak or gets a set, puts up a good fight, to kind of prove like, hey, Italy's not just Jannik Sinner. We got other players too. Then maybe it's a good opportunity for him. Never played before. Sinner backhand, into the backhand Cobolli, backhand Sinner, the backhand Cobolli, Sinner backhand to the forehand Cobolli, into the forehand Sinner, Cobolli backhand down the line in the net. Ooh, that would have been a hell of a shot to start, but it went in the net. Love 15. Also, Cobolli was chosen by Federer to represent on. So he's got the Federer seal of approval. If you're wearing that on brand, it basically means Roger Federer approved. Fonseca, Swiatek, Cobolli. Federer approved. First serve's a fault, second serve. As a return goes back in Cobolli. Sinner backhand the forehand Cobolli. Sinner backhand again as Cobolli wins the point. Sinner in the net. 15 all. Shelton as well. Yep, Shelton. Shelton's Federer approved. Federer approved. As the return goes in the net by Sinner, 30-15. Federer's parents there, they were watching Shelton earlier. Really? Okay. They might be. I'll have to double check. I'll have to tell you if I see him. All right, 30-15. As Cobolli serves again. Forehand Sinner, Sinner in there, 40-15. Who's better, Alcaraz or Sinner? I don't know. They're both really good. $40-15. That's Cobolli serves a fault, second serve. Serve in the back of the Sinner. Return goes backhand of Cobolli. Sinner backhand down the line. Cobolli slice. Sinner comes to the net. Cobolli backhand pass goes wide. 40-30. All right. And return goes to forehand Cobolli. Forehand from Sinner goes. No, Cobolli hit it out. All right, deuce. By the way, Chad, I haven't watched it for a while. Gangs of New York. I love that movie. I think my favorite Scorsese movies. I haven't seen them all, but my favorites are Gangs of New York, Goodfellas. I mean, Casino's pretty good too. Anyways, advantage Sinner. Departed, Shutter Island. Wolf of Wall Street is Scorsese? Am I an idiot? Yes. Maybe Wolf of Wall Street might be my third. Goodfellas is definitely on the list though. All right, back to Deuce. Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, Gangs of New York. Special mention, The Departed. Anyways, Cobolli gets to advantage. They're the one with DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz. What makes it better than his other movies? Daniel Day-Lewis makes it better. Daniel Day-Lewis. That's what makes it better. One of the scariest villains in movies is Bill the Butcher Cutler. What's his name? Anyways, One Love. William Cutting, the Butcher. Super creepy. You have to watch it. All right, One Love. Nice, I haven't watched it. You go watch it. And Leo's great in it too. I really like Silence, and it's not a popular movie by Scorsese. Okay. I mean, Casino is a great movie too. What movies do you recommend? I don't like scary movies. I don't know. Santa Claus? The Grinch is pretty fun. Toy Story? Back end rally. That goes wide by Cobolli, 15 love. There's a bit of backhand return into the ground by Cobolli, 30 love. Shutter Island is a fun Scorsese movie. That's a crazy movie too. I recommend watching a tennis match instead of a scary movie. All right. Stop puckering up your lips, all right? Stop kissing ass. Relax. Sitting in the front row like a teacher's pet. Just relax, all right? Back off. We're just talking. Just chill. There's no right. You don't have to say the right answer and be like, oh, I'd watch a tennis match. All right. Back. Just relax, all right? Come on now. Oh, that person that asked for extra homework. Stop it. 30-15. I don't watch movies. I just watch tennis. Well, you should watch movies because they're really good. Yeah, you don't get bonus points. Yeah, you don't get gold stars for kissing ass. Forehand cross-court winner by Sinner, 40-50. I bet Cam was the teacher's pet. You don't know me. 40-15. $40-15. And do the back and return. Into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner puts away the winner. It's 1-1. I can't wait to watch the third Now You See It. Oh yeah, that comes out soon, doesn't it? It looks pretty good. So is Gangs of New York a scary movie? No. It's just got blood and like guts, but it's not scary. Where's Cam's for Teacher's Pet Apple? No, I'm good. All right, backhand from Sinner at 1-0. The backhand Cobolli. Backhand from Sinner again. The backhand Cobolli. And Sinner with the forehand goes wide, and it's 15 love. What do I think of sci-fi movies? I love sci-fi. Sci-fi is great. Sci-fi is great. 15 love. Hey, Tilly, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, you got a purple ball. Nice. 15 love. As Cobolli serves an ace, 30 love. 30 love. Cobolli serves again. A fault, second serve. Backhand return into the forehand Cobolli. Sinner backhand again, the forehand Cobolli. And Cobolli in the net, 30-15. Do you think Cobolli has peaked, or do you think he can improve more? He's starting. He's 23. He hasn't peaked. He's 23. He made his first quarterfinal of a slam this year. He's just getting started. Like, no. No. 30-all. Should we discuss the new announcement of the 1000? I feel like we've been talking about that for months. It's just now become official. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. There's going to be a 10th 1000. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. We've been talking about for almost a year. Sinner hits that wide. It's 40-30. There's not much to add. It's probably going to be in February. There's no other tournaments in February that are like that big for the men. So 1,000 in February makes sense. It means that there'll be Australian Open in January, 1,000 in Feb, 1,000s in March, 1,000s in April, Grand Slam in May, Grand Slam /1,000s in May and June. July is Wimbledon. After Wimbledon, it's 1,000s in August, 1,000 Grand Slam in September, 1,000 in October, and then the ATP Finals in November. So now every month has a major tournament, at least one major tournament. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Backhand to backhand rally, and a Sinner backhand to the forehand of Cobolli. Cobolli in the net. We get the deuce. So yeah, I don't know how much to say. Is it going to be mandatory? I don't know. It's only going to be a week, though, so I don't know. I don't know. I would say that, you know what? I actually think it might be mandatory because they want people, like first of all, Saudi Arabia want the best players. They wouldn't have got a 1,000 if they wanted, like, no one to go. So I'm sure it's going to be mandatory, the first one. They're going to make it mandatory because they want the first one to have a full list of players. They don't want people going, oh, I don't have to play. Well, I'm not playing. They want to make people play. Remember, when there's a 1,000, nothing else happens that week. So they're going to have to, like, clear the schedule from all the clay court events that happen. They're going to have to, like, I don't know how they're going to do it. They're going to have to get rid of events, probably. And Sinner comes in there with the volley and puts it away, deuce. Because remember, 1,000 events you can't have any other events near, like, at the same time. It's a solo thing. So, and in February, there's a lot of events. So do they get rid of Delray Beach, Marseille, and Buenos Aires? Do they clear the schedule for the 1,000 then? Or do they clear the schedule, or do they do they move forward some events and then they clear the schedule that, like, before Indian Wells? Is it going to happen before Indian Wells? Or is it going to happen in the middle where it's like you got Doha, Rio, and then Saudi Arabia, and then Dubai, Acapulco, and then you go to Indian Wells? They're going to have to get rid of some events because there's a lot of events in February, a lot of 500s. So yeah, it's not going to be. I mean, I got 3. It's going to happen in 3 years, right? So the first edition is supposed to be 2028. So they got a couple of years to kind of like make room. But yeah, yeah. All right, advantage Sinner. There's a backhand return. Goes wide by Sinner. We get the deuce. Date's not confirmed. It could still be before the Australian Open in January. Yeah, well, that would be. That would mean that they would get rid of the United Cup, though. I think if they were gonna put it in January, they would move. They would eliminate the United Cup. But it doesn't make sense for it to be before the Australian Open because all the tournaments that they have in that region are in February. So it'd be like Doha and Dubai are in February. Why would they then put Saudi Arabia in April? Oh, sorry, in January. Like, wouldn't you put all the tournaments in that? Like, they don't put like Shanghai in March and then do like Tokyo and Beijing in October, right? They want to. The ATP will want to have a schedule that makes sense, like logistically. Why would you want to go to Saudi Arabia, then go to Australia, then go back to Doha? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you'd put it apart. You'd make it the Middle Eastern swing with Dubai, Doha, and Saudi Arabia being the final of the trilogy, right? Like on the women's side, right? They've got Doha, Dubai 1000s, but they also got Abu Dhabi. So it's a little bit of a little bit of a 3-4 week, part of the tour. Putting it before the Australian Open would be madness. Because then it like pretty much eliminates the United Cup, right? Or nobody plays in Saudi because they want to go to Australia. So it's either going to be terrible for Australia or it's going to be terrible for the tournament. So I don't think they'll put it in like that. It wouldn't make logistically. It would be terrible. It'd be a bad idea. All right, forehand from Sinner into the back of Cobolli, back into Sinner. Again, the back into Cobolli, the Sinner backhand. Into the forehand of Cobolli, into the forehand of Sinner. There's Cobolli backhand, inside out. It's a good shot. Sinner gets it back with a forehand cross court. Cobolli forehand goes long and it's advantage Sinner. Anyways, they've got plenty of time. They've got 3 years to figure out, 2 years to figure out the schedule. I would say in February, they're probably going to... You know what they should do, chat? What they should do is... they should move those European indoor hardcourt tournaments from February and move them to the end of the year, like when we got these events. Like move Rotterdam, move Marseille, right? Move Montpellier. That'll free up the schedule for the Middle Eastern swing. As Sinner gets the break, 2-1. Keep the clay court events, but like move those events towards the end of the year, like these events. So then you've got a bit more of a thing. By the way, Dallas being a 500, even though it's a good idea, it might not last. That might be the one that gets cut. If they keep Rotterdam, then maybe they can squish together a couple of tournaments. Dallas might not last, unfortunately, because it is the newest 500 event in that part of the season. If people don't go to play it, then they might go, well, it's not worth having if the big names are not going to go there. But anyways, we'll watch the space. Because I think they're going to make it mandatory. Because if players have the option to play it, they might choose not to after the Australian Open. They might say, I'm not playing in February. But if you make it mandatory, especially because the tournament's brand new, and the tournament will be expecting the ATP to get players to play, the prize money is going to be off the charts, right? I think the Six King Slam, and we said this when we watched the Six King Slam last week, that all these Six King Slam events that have been happening, I think, have been an audition for this event. But now that they got a 1,000, I think the Six King Slam will get taken away, and then this will be their actual tournament, right? So there'll be no Six King Slam, I don't think, once this tournament becomes a thing. The prize money will be off the charts. It'll probably be the most lucrative 1,000 event we've ever seen. again, to entice players to play. It'll probably be the biggest prize money of any 1,000 we've seen. Just like the WTA Finals is more prize money than it's ever had, because it's in Saudi as well, right? Yeah, maybe they won't make it mandatory, but with the money, it'll be too good to pass up. I love 15. How did the tournament become mandatory? I'm pretty sure like every tournament's mandatory. Every 1,000 except for Monte Carlo is mandatory. Like I don't think there's like it's just Monte Carlo is not mandatory because it's I guess it's classified as a 500 event. Like in terms of what it means for your ranking. Mandatory just to simplify on the men's side, mandatory just meaning it's mandatory for your ranking. As that goes out by Cobolli, it's 15-0. Like the word mandatory, it does refer to like, there's penalties and blah, 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 and bonus penalties and shit like that. But to make it simple, mandatory events are basically mandatory for your ranking. So if you don't play them, then your ranking will suffer. So Carlos Alcaraz hasn't played Shanghai, Canada, or Madrid. So in those, when he breaks down his ranking and the 19 tournaments that he plays, 3 of those tournaments that he skipped in the 1,000s count as a big fat 0, right? So they cannot be replaced by playing a 500 event because those events are mandatory. So they're mandatory for his ranking. I'll show you a little graphic on the screen, which might make more sense. 30-15. I'm going to fold second serve. So yeah, the word mandatory is mainly like, yes, there are like penalties for not playing those events, but for the biggest penalty is ranking wise. Like the mandatory for your ranking points. And it might not matter for someone like an Alcaraz or a Sinner, but it definitely matters for the players that are sort of lower ranked. Getting a big 0 in a 1,000 is not going to get them up to the top 10. Back into backhand rally. There's Cobolli down the line. Great shot. Cobolli's hitting some good shots. By the way, we were finished. First set was done yesterday. At this point, we're into the second set by now. I don't understand why, if Carlos wins 2 500s, why doesn't it equate to 1,000? Because that's not how it works. Because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that 500 times 2 is 1,000, but that's not what that means. 1,000, a mouse of 1,000 is like, okay, just give me a second. 40-30. I'll show you the thing and you'll understand. You can't just play 2 500s and say, well, I didn't play Madrid, but I played these 2 tournaments. So this is what mandatory events are, right? So you can see there that there's 8 1,000s, not including Monte Carlo. So Monte Carlo, it doesn't count in the mandatory events. But you can see here is that Alcaraz, right? 0, 0, 0. So he can't replace these with any ranking points, because even if he played, 10 500 events, he can only have the best 7 of those 500 or 250s count, right? That's why Monte Carlo comes under here, right? Monte Carlo is this 1,000 points here as the best of the others. And then he's got 500, 500, 500, 3, blah, blah, blah. But the 1,000s are mandatory for your ranking, right? And then you get someone down here like a Shelton who's played every single 1,000 to get every single point that he can. He's really one of the only players that has played all the 1,000s. Plus, he's played 21 tournaments, but only 19 of them count. So two tournaments had to be dropped off. But that's how his ranking break down. You can see it was Sinner when he was banned. He couldn't play these events. Djokovic didn't play these events, right? These mandatory events that but they do so well in the events that like the Grand Slams, so they kind of make up for not having to play this. But then somebody who doesn't do well at slams, who can't rely on all these points over here, need to play everything. Someone like an FAA, look, FAA didn't do great at slams except for the semifinals, and then you can see here really needs to do well at the 1000s to get the extra points and the lower events. Same with Ruud, right? Ruud didn't do great at slams this year, but makes up for it with a Madrid win and doing well at the 1000s. Makes it the bulk of his ranking. Or Rune even, Rune didn't do great at slams, but the 1000s, he's made up for it. Unfortunately, he won't be playing for the rest of the year. But so that's when you think mandatory, think ranking straight away. Don't think like, you get penalized for blah blah blah. That's like yes, that happens too, but it's mandatory for your ranking. That's what that word is for. It's mandatory for your ranking because it means that if you don't play, you're going to get a big fat zero. And a big fat zero could be the difference between you qualifying for the ATP finals and you not qualifying. Or difference between top 20 and being in the top 20 or being in the top 50. But then remember that rankings also sponsors have clauses in their thing saying, okay, we expect you to be, we'll give you a bonus if you get to the top 20 at the end of the year. So there's all that stuff too, right? So it feeds into rankings, which feed into, can feed into sponsor requirements. Like if somebody gets in the top 10, you'll get a bonus for some sponsors, right? So for you to get to the top 10, you're going to have to play all those events because they're mandatory. They're part of the ranking. You have to do, And it's a way to make the players, to make the players be at the big tournaments because the ATP don't want, if you don't make anything mandatory, and you don't make the players play, then they could just not play and then nobody plays and then it's a terrible event. And then nobody watches because no one's playing. So then the event suffers, right? That goes out by Cobolli, 30-40. I hope that makes sense. So whenever you hear the word mandatory, straight away just remember it's about ranking first. And then it's about, then there's all those penalties that happen. You get penalized if you don't play enough or, blah, blah, blah. Like Alcaraz got penalized for not playing enough 1000s this year or meeting the quota. But first it's ranking. Mandatory to ranking points. And then that's the easiest way to explain it and think about it. Anyways, Cobolli hits a wide, double break, Sinner, 4-1. All right, 4-1. By the way, does Zverev qualify today by winning? Did he qualify? No. He's close though. What happens to the point that Carlos wins in Monte Carlo? Those don't go towards the ranking if it's not mandatory. Okay. So, this is the... I feel like I just explained it. But anyway, so you got 4 Grand Slams, mandatory for your ranking. 8 1000s, not including Monte Carlo, mandatory for your ranking. And then you've got the best of the seven other tournaments. So it could be 250s, could be 500s, it could be Monte Carlo, it could be the United Cup. So whatever the best points you've gained from 7 other tournaments outside of those mandatory 12 events, the best 7 of the rest, which include Monte Carlo, count towards your ranking. So the 1000 that Carlos won is one of his best 7 other events, right? Had he have lost first round Monte Carlo, he could replace it with a 500 event, and that 10, 20 points if he lost in the second round or first round wouldn't matter. But the 1000 points would go, because it's not considered a mandatory event, it's considered one of his best 7 other events. So it still counts. It just doesn't count as you don't have to play Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is not a must play. If you don't play Monte Carlo, it's okay. You can go play other tournaments and make up for that absence. Obviously, playing on 1000, you want to get 1000 points. But if you don't play Monte Carlo, you can go and play a 500, win that, and get 500 points, which is basically making the final in Monte Carlo anyway. It's the only non-mandatory event out of the thousands. Hopefully that makes sense now. Rankings are confusing because then on the women's side it's a whole different thing. It's slightly different on the women's side, which we're not even going to get into. 15 love. As Cobolli returns into the corner Sinner. And Sinner hits a winner. 30 love. Has Carlos played 7 other tournaments? He has, yes. So Carlos's other tournaments: Monte Carlo, Rotterdam, Queen's Club, Tokyo, the final of Barcelona, and then the quarterfinals of Doha. So he's only played 6 of his 7. As Sinner hits a slice down the line, Cobolli with a passing shot winner, too good, 30-15. So he's only got one more tournament that he had, and that could be, he's got Paris. He doesn't have anything this week, and he's got Paris. He's not playing, and then it could. The ATP Finals I think is an extra. Is that counted? Let me check. Is that counted as an extra, or is it counted as the best part of the best 7? I think it's added on. I think the ATP Finals is an extra. A different, like an extra event that counts. So he won't play 7. He won't get best 7. He's only got 6. But that's the thing. If you win what you play, then it doesn't. Like if you winning Grand Slams, you don't have to. You can skip a bunch of 1000s and still be fine. Why is there more hard court in the ATP or grass or clay? Because hard court's easy to maintain. Also, it's considered a neutral surface. It's supposed to be like middle of the road surface. And it's easy to maintain. And it's probably easier to build for everywhere in the world. All right. 30-15. Sinner just had to redo his shoes because he was slipping and sliding all around. If a player gets injured, do they get a protective ranking depending on the seriousness of the injury? It's not so much the seriousness of the injury, it's how long they're out for. So you only get a protected ranking if you're out for 6 months, I think. If you're out for 6 months, you get a protected ranking, which is the average of whatever your ranking was during that 6 months. So if you started the 6 months of being injured at number 10, and you finish it at number 50, then whatever the average of that is your protected ranking when you come back. 40-15. As it'll win it down the line from Cobolli, and it's 40-30. $40-30. All right, 40-30. Sinner serves. A fault, second serve. Hopefully, everything I just mentioned makes sense. All right, return goes back and Sinner to the forehand of Cobolli. Sinner with a drop shot. As Cobolli slices it back. Sinner backhand cross court. Cobolli gets it. Then Sinner goes to the forehand cross court. Cobolli gets that back as well. Then Sinner drop shot again. Cobolli comes down with a slice. Sinner pass. Cobolli volley goes wide. Sinner trying the drop shot a lot. Cobolli's quick though. All right. 5-1. Your Google told you the match is suspended? Well, your Google is wrong. clear now? No worries. It's a little bit complicated. The ranking system is not easy, but all right. 6 days of played earned Sinner $12 million for the Six King Slam. Not fair. Not fair to who? Not fair to who? He got invited to play a tournament and he won. How? It's not fair to who? Love 15. As the backhand return goes back into Cobolli, Sinner with a forehand goes long. 15-all. As the return goes to forehand to Cobolli, Sinner backhand. Into the backhand Cobolli, Sinner backhand again. Down the line to the forehand Cobolli, Cobolli in the net, 15-30. For whatever, 15-30. Cobolli serves again. I bet my whole life savings on Bear because you said he wouldn't lose to Fritz. You're welcome. All right. I get a percentage, right? 20% of your winnings. Appreciate it. As a 4-4 rally. Back in from Cobolli, cross court. Sinner gets there back with a slice, but it goes wide, 30-all. Because you said something stupid, you did something stupid, I'm going to take... Yeah, there's a tax. There's a cam tax. You use my knowledge. I get a percentage of your winnings. Just yours. But I got something... I got a feeling you didn't put your life savings on it. I don't know. Did you put zero money on it? So I get zero... I get 20% of zero? Yeah, I get royalties in perpetuity. All right. Every bet you go from now on, because I helping you now in perpetuity, 20%. Anyways, backhand winner by Cobolli, 40-30. Deal? Deal. Good. Is Sinner playing Paris? Yes. All right, 40-30. Cobolli hanging on. First time he's ever played Sinner, so he would have played him in practice, but like first time he's really playing Sinner. As a backhand return, into the backhand of Cobolli. Sinner with a forehand to the forehand of Cobolli. And Cobolli hits a winner. There you go. 5-2. Sinner will serve at the set. My life savings is $30 because I'm a gambler. That makes total sense. Maybe get a job. Yeah, that might be. All right. Cobolli got another game. Why are you surprised? Cobolli's having a great season. He's playing some really good tennis too, Cobolli. He's fighting hard to get the games, but Cobolli, Cobolli is legit. Serbia tournament moves to Greece. Is that a permanent move or this is here? I think it's a permanent move until the government get their shit together. Because I think Djokovic did it. Djokovic, because his brother, boy, Cobolli looks like just sweating bullets. He looks so... Cobolkif is just... Cobolli is just like he's not Miskiff. No one understands that reference. Anyways, he's sweating like crazy. What was the question? Oh yeah, the Serbia tournament. Yeah, so it got moved. I think it's because of a government thing. So that's it's probably going to be temporary, but until they sort their shit out. Anyways, 5-2, Sinner 7 for the set. 7 the 4 to Cobolli. Return goes 4 to Sinner. Puts it away. No, Cobolli gets it, but he puts it away. And it's 15 love. Love. Gosh damn. 15 love. Sinner serves. Fault. Second serve. As Cobolli hits out on the return. 30 love. What's for breakfast? Nothing. I'm going to go to bed after this. I'm spent. I'll tell you, chat. Staying up all night watching Medvedev and Zverev try and finish their matches quickly so I can watch Sinner was brutal. It's different when I'm streaming them because at least I'm doing something. But sitting around waiting all night to watch a match is definitely not ideal. 40 love. So I will not be having breakfast until I wake up in the afternoon at some point. And then we're gonna watch Raducanu versus Umberto because that match is super important for the WTA finals. So I got to wake up and watch that in about 6 hours. Why did you watch Medvedev Zverev? No, I didn't watch them. I had them on because I was checking the scores so I could because I knew Sinner was coming on after them. So I was just kind of like waiting for them to finish. So I had them on so I could keep track. I didn't sit down and watch them because I was watching TV. And it was 40-15. But like waiting for their matches to end was just Zverev was actually pretty quick. He played really fast, but Medvedev's match, I'm just sitting there being like, why are we getting breaks and breaking? And then I thought it was going to go 3, and then I was going to cry. 40-15. I was like, this is going 3. This is going the worst. All right, serve again. Into the back in Cobolli. Return goes 4 to Sinner. Sinner in there. 40-30. 40-30. Set point number 3 for Sinner. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. As Sinner hits it out. We get the deuce. Who's Cobolli? He is a young Italian player that is definitely one to watch. By the way, Chad, I've been playing Mario Tennis. I named my guy Carlos, and his teammate is Rafael. I've already made the varsity team and the traveling varsity team, and won my first match in 5 sets. Coming back from 2 sets of love down. True Alcaraz style. I think the score was like 1-6, 6-7, 6-4, 7-5, 6-2, I think. But yeah, I was playing Mario Tennis. My fingers hurt. I was playing for like 3 hours straight. my hands were cramping. I'm like, I can't play this game. I'm not ready. Backhand, backhand. I had to put it down for a bit. I'm like, I can't do it. Cobolli hits a wide. Sinner takes the first 6-2. But, yeah. I demolished everybody in the junior training and then the senior training, and then I made the varsity team. And then my first match was against, I can't remember the name. But yeah, I was down 2 sets to love, and I was like, I ain't going to win this. And then Carlos Alcaraz came alive because that's the character. I was down, 1-6, 7-6, 1-6, 6-7. And then I came back and I think I was down a break in the fourth. I think I was down 4-2 down or 2-4 down. Came back to win 7-5 and then 6-2 in the fifth. So, yeah. By the way, ugly set of tennis, that one. 4 winners and 11 errors from Sinner. Sinner's forehand, 7 errors. Cobolli, 7 winners and 16 errors. So nothing like yesterday's Sinner performance. Even though it was dominant, that was not the same. This is not fun to watch compared to yesterday. Yesterday was watching Sinner play like that was incredible, but this is not the same guy. Sinner's not playing anywhere near that level right now. Yeah, Sinner was on another level yesterday. That was ridiculous. Will Alexandra win a slam? Probably not. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say she's not. I wouldn't say no, but I'm not going to... I wouldn't bet on it. Unlikely, but who knows? She's good on grass and Wimbledon's up for grabs, so maybe she wins Wimbledon. But I would say unlikely, but also Wimbledon might be up for grabs and she can play on grass, so that could be a thing. But she's also 30. Is she 30 years old? I think she's 30 or 31. So I would say unlikely, but I'm not going to count that out. The new Mario Tennis looks pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah, I loved Mario Tennis on the Game Boy. And then I started playing, and I went back to Pokemon Yellow because I still need to beat the Elite Four. Oh man, my team is I was leveling up a Jigglypuff. And it's a level 40 Wigglytuff now. But my Pikachu's too weak. My Charizard's weak. My everything's sub 50. I need to get him 53, 55. They're just my Pikachu's just 50, on a 46. I need to level them up to 55s, and then we can go win. Just grinding the levels is just my Kadabra is not strong enough. I think it's a 47. Blastoise is a 48. They need to be 55s. And then I will take down the Elite Four. Cobolli, 30 love, and then I can go play Pokemon Gold. And I can play the next game. Alright, 30 love. I was still going to get Mario Golf. I got to get Mario Golf for the Game Boy. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe we'll go to the shops and get Mario Golf if I can find it. Back in a backhand rally. Sinner hit the long, 40 love. Love. Serve to the corner. Sinner hits it out. 1 love Cobolli in the second. I also got a couple of games that I want to get. I want to get the Pokemon trading card game. I've also got Zelda. I got to play that as well. Probably. What is the qualification cutoff for Turin? I think it's 4,300. 4,500. All right. One Love Cobolli. Yeah, I've heard the Pokemon trading card game is really good. So yeah. 4,545 is the cutoff. There you go. So like 4,500 to round it out. 15 Love. But yeah, I've got a few games on my list. I got to get Super Mario Deluxe because I bought that online and then the person didn't send it to me, so I got a refund. And then I got to get Super Mario the original as well. 15 Love. There's Cobolli in the net. 30 Love. Love. The return goes to Sinner. Backing it from Cobolli into the net from Cobolli. 40 Love. I was sending to get Kirby's Dreamland. It's another game that I need to get. One all. Sinner holds. And then I haven't even ventured into Game Boy Advance games. Because I only ever had a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color, and then I got a PlayStation 3. I didn't get a Game Boy Advance, and I didn't get a DS. And then I got a Switch. So there's probably so many games on the Game Boy Advance that I'd never even tried. — 15 Love. Was it a 4 down the line in the net by Sinner? 30 Love. Is it a serve again by Cobolli? As we return now the back in Cobolli. Backing up from Sinner. Into the back in Cobolli. Sinner with a slice. Cobolli comes in with a volley. Sinner with a pass. Cobolli with a drop volley winner. Nice. It's more like a deep lunging volley. 40 Love. Imagine if there were rechargeable batteries for Game Boy 20 years ago. Yeah, but see, the Game Boy Advance I got has got a USB rechargeable battery, and it's also got a backlit screen, so it's super modernized. It's so cool. I love it. There's something, I don't know, chat, maybe I'm just old, but there's something about playing one game at a time, having only one game to play. Because if I want to change games, I've got to take out the cartridge, I've got to do a whole thing. It's probably the same reason I watch DVDs. Because if I put a movie on, it's just a pain in the ass to get up out of my comfy couch and go and change it and pick another one. It's I can't just press back on my remote and then scroll, right? But there's something nice to that. Inconvenience, makes you actually watch things, and it makes you make better decisions. Cam, who do you think is the best Italian player after Sinner? Is it Cobolli, Analdi, Sonigo, Diri, Nardi, Bellucci? It's Musetti. Musetti. You didn't even say Musetti. It's literally Musetti. The guy you didn't say. Musetti. Musetti is the answer. Is Athens after Paris? Yes. FAA is playing 500. Yeah, he's playing in. Is he playing here or is he playing? No, he's playing in Basel, isn't he? Yeah, Musetti's next. Yeah, he's literally in the top 10. He's in Basel, yeah. FA is in Basel. Is Mario Tennis on the Switch? Good on the Switch? I don't know. I haven't played on the Switch. Backhand goes in the forehand of Sinner. 2-1 Cobolli. As he slices it long, and it's 15 love. And bears up a set and a break. Chat. What I tell ya? I told you, chat. October, November, on bear time. Indoor hard courts is on bear time. He made the final last week. He's kicking ass this. Umber made the final of Paris. Like, Ugo Umber, this is his time. He's been waiting all season to play on the indoor hard courts. It's his time. Like, he waits all season for this. That's why, like, all year you haven't heard anything from him, because he's been waiting for this time. He's been waiting for the end of the year to shine. GMP, he lost. 30 love. Top 10 on bear shows up at this time of year. It's just a shame that we don't have more indoor tournaments. Or grass. 30 love. Sinner hits an ace. 40 love. Love. As Sinner comes in and puts away the volley. No, he doesn't. He missed it. No. 40-15. He hibernates until this time of year. By the way, Shelton and Papana won their doubles match, which is good to see. 40-15. As return goes into the backhand of Sinner. Backhand slice from Cobolli. Into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner in that 40-30. Almost every kid, every millennial child who watched children's TV has fond memories of cable and kid shows. Yeah, I'll tell you, I would hate to be a kid growing up now. Like, I reckon it would suck. It'd be just so boring. You know, like, I thought you had a Switch. I do have a Switch. Anyways, Deuce. Cobolli trying to get a break here. Well, I can't imagine, the best thing about, like, growing up, like, is just seeing the change, like, seeing technology evolve. That doesn't happen anymore. Technology is now scary. It's not like, you know, like, going from, like, no internet to then, like, internet and then, like, home computers and, like, game consoles and then portable consoles and then the Sinner hits a volley. The forehand goes wide, long by Cobolli and it's advantage Sinner. And then going to, like, early social media and then iPhones and apps and iPods and then Spotify and then all these like all the apps become things and then YouTube and then like all of that stuff. But now it's like there's nowhere to go. Like it's just like a slightly better version of the year before, apparently. It's like it must be so boring if you were born in like 2010, right? Like you were too young to know anything about early social media, but then you were like, by the time you got to like 10, 11, you would just be playing with the same iPad you've been playing with for like 6 years. Like the iPad, they haven't changed. There's been no upgrades. My phones went from like mobile phones went from like just like being able to call and text people to then being able to take photos and then being able to play music and then whatever the hell this thing is. Like, mind-blowing. It was exciting. Now it's just like, whatever. There's no innovation. AI and VR. Yeah, but AI is scary though. Like I think AI doesn't, I don't think it inspires and innovates. It's more just like scares people. I don't think it's as it's not the same feeling as you get when they bring out like the iPhone came out. Like when that came out, it was like game changing. You know, when game consoles would come out, it would be like huge. Like when they brought out the 360 or the Nintendo Wii or PlayStation, it's like holy shit. 30 love. Whereas now, like AI, it's just like it's interesting, but it's also like I feel like it's more scary. I think it scares people more than it excites people about the prospects of it. I think I don't see positive. I don't think people are talking positive about it yet. 30-15. I want a flying car, goddammit. I don't want like AI. I want a flying car. That's what we were promised. I want a hoverboard. We're 10 years behind Back to the Future. We're supposed to be 2015, we'll have hoverboards. I want shoes that tie their own laces. That's what I want. I'm a simple man. 30-year-old, I want a flying car. I want a flying car. Elon, I want a flying car. I don't want an electric car, I want one that flies. Stop digging holes and flying ships to the Mars. No one's there. Make me a flying car. I want a flying car. Anyways, forehand. I was promised. Back to the Future promised. The Jetsons promised me. Forehand rally as Cobolli slides. Sinner with a drop shot. Cobolli's going to get it though. Oh, and he goes straight at Sinner's throat. And Sinner just defends himself and hits it out 40-30. Cobolli's like, I'm going for the head. Sinner's like, I don't know how I didn't hit that in. Because he tried to hit you in the head. That's why. You can't control that. He went for the head. I want to see this in slow motion. Oh, it went straight for the chest. Did it hit Sinner in the face or did it hit him in the chest? Oh, they're not going to show the replay. Is Sinner getting hit? Boo. Boo. Serve out wide the back and Sinner flying out from Cobolli. It's Sinner back and down the line to the front of Cobolli. Cobolli net deuce. Most phones are just slightly faster than previous models. Yeah, I think technology's kind of peaked. Like even like the Switch 2 is just like the same as the Switch, isn't it? I mean, they kind of just like made it and it can't be improved. Phones can't be improved. Like, how do you improve your phone? Like, it's as good as it can get. I think we've just kind of peaked. Anyways, Cobolli hits it out advantage. Advantage Sinner to take the break here in the second. I want a jacket that dries itself. Exactly. Me too. All right, return goes out by Sinner as deuce. Now, see, the thing is, the innovation from now is got to be like time travel or something. Like, we need that. We need, like, that's what we need. We need, like, time travel, or we need, like, something like crazy. Or, like, space travel. Like, we need something, like, way more, like, futuristic. Everything's just kind of, meh. You know? We need something, like, insane. Like, Advantage Cobolli. There's so many YouTube videos that are created by AI. Sometimes I don't know if they're real or not. Yeah, I'm not so much on YouTube videos, but I see so many like this Instagram posts and stuff, and I'm like, man, kind of makes you just not want to be on it. And that goes out by Cobolli back to deuce. Yeah, whenever I see like an AI post, and I can kind of tell at this stage, but I'm just kind of like, I don't care. Like I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to scroll. I don't want to look at it. Instagram already takes up so much of my time. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to be on Instagram if I'm not like. If I see something that's not real, then I'm like, well, what's the point? Like, it's not inspiring if it's not real. If it's like some building or something, or like, there goes the net back to Advantage Cobolli. Like, I saw this post of someone driving past. It was like a person driving past a house that somebody had decked their house in Halloween, but it had like a massive spider on the roof, and you could tell that it was clearly fake. And then I was like, just like, oh man, like it would be cool if it was real, but then it's like, it's not really creative if it's not real. It would be cool if it was real. If somebody had actually gone through the troubles of making their house look like that, it'd be awesome. And I'd be like, holy shit, that's great. But then it wasn't. And I was like, oh. But then also like, you know, I don't know. But then also like having to determine whether or not something's real or fake. I don't want to do that. It's too much effort. So I'd rather just not be a part of it. I'd rather just like do something else with my time. I mainly want something to do my chores and I can watch tennis. Well, that's, yeah. Where's the robot? I need a robot that could clean my bathroom. Does the chat have an Instagram group? Can you do that? We can have. Can I make one? We have a Discord. That's about it. Can I make an Instagram group? Is that a thing? How do I do that? All right, people are cheering and screaming. Must be someone famous in the crowd. All right. I don't know how to do it. Do you follow tennis for passion or for money? Passion. You think I started this channel for money? Do you think I stayed up all night to watch this match? For money? That's crazy. Would choose a robot that looks like Sinner or Cobolli to do my homework. Why? Why do they have to look like Sinner to do your homework? Why couldn't they just look like a robot? They have to look like Sinner. All right, 3-2. Cobolli with the lead, but Sinner has the first set 6-2. Love 15. And a default from Sinner, second serve. Second serve. Danish after this. No, I'm going to bet after this. No, 15 all. Sinner serves a fault second serve. Into the backhand rally. Sinner backhand to the forehand of Cobolli, into the forehand of Sinner. There's Cobolli forehand. And then Sinner hits a forehand cross court. Winner. 30-15. Oh no, Cobolli hit it wide. But Sinner hit a winner anyway. 30-15. 30-15. Best serves for the match? Wow. Man, I should have bet on that. God, Chad. Why didn't I bet against Shelton and Fritz today? I said to everybody that was going to happen. Look what I did. I didn't take my own advice, and now I could have made coffee money for coffees. 4-15. Over to serve from Sinner. Into the back of Cobolli. Backhand from Sinner into the front of Cobolli. A Sinner backhand. Get the front of Cobolli. Sinner drop shot the net. 40-30. 40-30. Are you Australian? If so, what time is it? It's 6:30 in the morning. And no, I didn't go to bed. I wish I had. I wish I went to sleep and woke up at 5 a.m. to watch this match and not stay up all night. But that's not what happened. It's all right. Hopefully tomorrow, Sinner's match a little bit earlier. I'll tell you what, if Sinner loses this match, that would be definitely worth my while, for sure. If he lost this match, I'd be like, I'm glad I stayed up all night. It'd be crazy. But I think tomorrow, if he plays Bublik, it'll be a little bit earlier. It's just the Medvedev match went forever. And the Berrettini match went forever. Backhand to backhand rally. Sinner backhand again, the backhand of Cobolli. Sinner backhand into the front of Cobolli on the stretch. Nice shot. Sinner goes cross court for a better shot. Cobolli's on the ground. 3-0. Sinner just flooring Cobolli. 3-0. Yeah, Dominic, I wouldn't advise doing that. It's not really... I don't think ditching your job and ditching your girlfriend is... You don't need to do that. Don't do that. 3-0. By the way, chat, looks like I'm going to Good Charlotte next year. I'm pumped. I haven't been a Good Charlotte. I haven't seen a Good Charlotte concert before. And I was listening to all the music in the all afternoon. So good. I just got to figure out how to stream after the concert. Because we've got 2 finals on that night. In Doha and... I think it's Doha and Dubai. But then it depends on who plays. So hopefully... Well, I might not have to stream if the finals are not super important. But if they are important, I'll try and figure out how to stream after the concert. So I'm going to sound pretty rough. Anyways, 4-1 goes long by Sinner, 30 love. What concert? A Good Charlotte are coming to Australia in February, and I'm going to go see them. Because I haven't seen Good Charlotte. And the tickets are not that expensive. $30 love. As the return goes in the forehand of Cobolli. Here's a lovely drop shot. Sinner puts up a lob, but it's too short. Cobolli puts away the volley. 40 love. That concert should be fun. Why not skip the streaming? Because I want to stream. And because there's like a Dubai 1000 final that night, so I don't want to miss that. But again, it just kind of depends, you know. It depends on what makes those finals. We could have a Sinkeraz final in Doha, and I'm like, obviously going to watch that. When Bear wins, I knew it. backhand rally. As a forehand from Sinner goes long, and it's 4-3 Cobolli in the second. So yeah, I don't, yeah. But if the final's not like a must watch, then I might not stream that night. But I'm going to try my best to try and stream remotely if I can. Might be a bit scuffed, but better than nothing. Uh, 4-3 Cobolli. You're going to make a video about the new 1000 Saudi? Probably not. Because it's like, I don't, probably not. I'll make a video when it gets put in the schedule, like in a couple of years. But like the 1000 event, I mean, I might. I mean, do I need to? Chad, do I need to make a video about the 1000 event? The new 1000 in Saudi? I feel like I don't need to. Like, it's big news, but it's also like most people won't understand what that is if they're not like hardcore into tennis. Like it's like saying, oh, there's a new 500 event. Like, I know it's historic that there's a new 1000 event because they've never had 10. But I think it's more, I think making a video announcing it when we've already kind of knew that it was going to happen, most people would just look and go, I already knew that. I think it's more important when it's being played. Is it being played in January or February? Then I'll make a video when we get an idea of when it's going to be played. But I don't think I need to make a video when we already know what happened. We already know it. I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, people just come to the stream and they'll figure it out. You know? Love 15. How does the new 1000 affect Djokovic's Masters record, Golden Masters record? It doesn't. It doesn't affect it. Because he'll probably retire by then. He might retire by then. And then if he retires with all the 1000 that he was available to win, he didn't win Hamburg. Hamburg used to be 1000 before Djokovic. Well, when Djokovic didn't win Hamburg, I don't think. So he already hasn't won the Golden Masters if we're counting that. So it doesn't matter. He's won the Golden Masters. I think what the Golden Masters should be is if you win all the 1000 events available at the time and you hold them all at the same time, even if new ones come and go, you still have a Golden Masters. Like, he has won the set that is complete now, right? If they add more on in the future, he still had the set that was available at the time. Like, if you win them all before they bring new ones in, then that's fine. I don't think it will affect it. Are you going to, like, I mean, I'll ask you, are you going to take away his Golden Masters record if he doesn't play and win Saudi? Are you going to take it away? Because I'm leaving it to him. I don't think he needs to, like, he won every 1000 twice that was available to him. If he doesn't win Saudi, I couldn't give a shit. He still won the Golden Masters. 15-30. Cobolli about to get the break here. What the The hell? Serve. Into the back of Cobolli. To the forehand of Sinner. Cobolli forehand on the stretch. Sinner goes down the line. Cobolli's there with the backhand cross court. Sinner's backhand goes down the line. Oh, it hit the line. Cobolli let it go. 30-all. He was hoping it would go out. 30-all. And Sinner serves again. Out wide, too strong. 40-30. By the way, bro, can you, let it go? Sinner has been banned for 3 months and been back for 6 months. You need to let it go, brother. Talking about Sinner getting banned for 3 months and calling him a doper is like talking about COVID. Move on. We all have. Bro, you live it, move on. He did 3 months. He did the time for testing positive. He's been playing for a lot. He's not going to get banned because you're calling him names. 4-0. They're not going to reopen the case because Plaza Magic decided to say some things, and then they're like, oh, yeah, the ITIA are like, we're going to reopen the case. They're going to do it because you're saying shit. Move on, brother. We all have. All right, 4-0. Sinner holds. As Cobolli serves an ace, 15 love. Now, Nightbot kicked them out for saying doper. Should have been banned for years like everyone else. Well, call the manager. Don't come here and bitch about it. Don't come to a Jannik Sinner live stream where there's a lot of Jannik Sinner fans and complain about how their favorite player wasn't banned for longer. That you have a problem. Go call the manager. You can go call the ATP and tell them. It falls on deaf ears here because I don't pass the messages on. I don't write every message down and go, I'm going to tell the ATP. I don't talk to them. You have to talk to them yourself. Go call the ITIA. Go call the tribunal. Go call... I don't know. Go call... who else is there? Go call somebody else. He should have been banned longer. You go call someone else. Tell them. 30 love. It's Cobolli. Forehand goes to forehand of Sinner. Into the forehand of Cobolli. Forehand for Sinner goes to the backhand of Cobolli. Into the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Cobolli on the stretch. Cobolli with Sinner with a forehand cross-court winner. 30-15. 30-15. The manager was Italian. Well, start learning your Italian. Start brushing up on that Italian. So you can, complain to them in Italian. 30-15. Brush up on that Italian, Learn how to use all those words in Italian, and then you can tell their manager in Italian. How do you say Karen in Italian? 30-15. As Cobolli serves, a fault, second serve. Second serve. That goes out by Sinner on the return, 40-15. Who's your favorite tennis player ever? Watching from Newcastle, England. Hey, you're a Geordie. We got a Geordie in the house. Jonah the Geordie. Is that okay to say? Leighton Hewitt is my favorite player. 40-30. Cobolli to stay in front. Cobolli's going to steal this set, isn't he? All right, 5-4. I am a Geordie. Okay, cool. Good. I don't know. I'm not from England. All right, 5-4. Cobolli stays in front. By the way, Dominic, I think he was asking me, but cool. Love that you love Roger. Personally, not a fan. What he did to Leighton in 04, never forgiven. Never forget. I cannot for the life of me imagine Sinner and... Yeah, let's move on from the Sinner getting banned. Cobolli really impressive tonight. Yeah, Cobolli's been great. They've never played a match before. My first set, Sinner was won pretty simply, but it wasn't. The scoreboard didn't show 6-2, but it was Sinner didn't play very well in that first set, and Cobolli's lifted his level in the second, which has been awesome. All right. Sinner serving to stay in the set. As he wins the first point, 15-love. Serve to the forehand, Cobolli. Return goes in the net. 30-love. Chad, I'm hitting a wall. I'm hitting a wall. $30-love. Serve to the back end of Cobolli. Forehand from Sinner. Cobolli in the net. 40-love. Alcaraz would have thrashed Cobolli by this time. That's what that sounded like. Alcaraz would have thrashed Cobolli. Why are you going to come in here in a Sinner stream and say that? You're just asking for fights. You're just picking fights. Don't do that. Cobolli with a volley is a winner, 40-15. Just coming in here picking fights. What are you doing that for? Come back next week. We watch Alcaraz next week, all right? By the way, you can't talk shit when Sinner just beat Alcaraz, all right? Sinner just took Alcaraz out of the Six King Slam, so they have bragging rights. So you just need to, come back next week. You can't be coming in here talking shit now. Sinner fans, they won the last time. You gotta be careful. You've come into a lion's den. You're on your own. I'm not going to save you. I'm giving you advice. Now, don't poke the bears. There are a lot in here. Just be careful. It's for your own good. Maybe just come back next week. Anyways, 5-0. All right, 5-5. Boy, Sinner's dad's in the house. He's just chilling. If you don't own a gold racket, keep quiet. That's savage. Cobolli hits it out, love 15. Cobolli's 22 in the world, I think. 22, 23. Must be painful that they both have to carry the ATP on their backs. I know, right? As much as Sinkeraz is so good right now, Bublik said what everyone was thinking in Shanghai. Vacheroy, great win, great story, love that. But Bublik was not so many people. I heard the Bublik comment again. So many people commenting on that, saying like he's not wrong, but he could have said that nicer. but it's like what you got to go listen to what Bublik had to say about Vacheroy winning Shanghai, because it is so true. But he did say it very bluntly. But that's why we like Bublik, because he doesn't mince words. He just says it. He doesn't fuck around. He just says exactly what he's saying. Doesn't try and sugarcoat it, make it sound nice. He's just like, this is what happened. This is what I think. And then he's going to play Sinner maybe tomorrow. Anyways, love 40. What did Bublik say? I'm not going to repeat it. Go watch the video. It's all over the internet. Just write in Bublik Vacheroy comments or something and it'll come up. Anyways, love 40. Sinner to get the break and serve the match. Love 40. First serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Sinner. Cobolli forehand to the backhand of Sinner. Cobolli backhand again, the back of Sinner. Sinner in the net though, 15-40. I'll tell you this, chat. I feel like Cobolli's game in the future, out of all the Italians, I think Cobolli's game might be the best chance. I don't think, because Musetti, when he plays Sinner, doesn't look good. Unless they play on clay, that might be a chance, but Sinner owns Musetti. I feel like Cobolli might be able to trouble Sinner in the future. Like when it comes to like who's going to beat the best Italian? Who's the other Italians? Are there going to be any chance? Cobolli might have the best chance. He still might not beat him, but out of all the Italians, he might be even Berrettini, right? I think Sinner probably chops Berrettini at this point. But Cobolli, the way that he kind of has that like aggressive Runa like game, where it's a little bit reckless, that could maybe push Sinner. I mean, he pushed him in the second set. I don't think he beats Sinner in the future, but out of all the Italians playing right now who could trouble Sinner, I think maybe Cobolli could be the one who pushes Sinner the hardest in the future. Because he's been pretty impressive in the second set. He hits a forehand winner. We hit the deuce. Nice hitting from Cobolli. I'd say Cobolli being in the Davis Cup team. I know Sinner's not there and everyone's, a lot of people are not happy, but Cobolli and Berrettini and Musetti are not bad. Cobolli might actually be the savior of the team if Musetti's not 100%. All right, deuce. As Cobolli says, a fault, second serve. Yeah, Cobolli's super talented. All right, the Sinner hits a return out. Advantage Cobolli. Advantage Cobolli. Oh, probably to take the lead. Serve. An ace. That was a rocket. Jeez, what a serve. All right. 6-5. By the way, Cobolli has that Fognini vibe about him too. Like he has that like he's not as what's the word? I don't know. He's not as like, quirky as Fognini, but he definitely has that kind of like swagger that Fognini had. Definitely got that kind of vibe. Like the way that he goes about it, he's kind of. By the way, that serve was insane. Like he smacked that serve and then shouts at the coach down the other end. Kind of flamboyant, yeah. Kind of, he's got that flair for sure. All right, that was a good comeback from Love 40. All right. Sinner will serve to take us to a tiebreak. All right. Here we go. Sinner's going to serve to get to this tiebreak. By the way, chat, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. If you don't like the video, then fuck. I'm just kidding. Stay. 6-5. I've been up all night. All right, serve into the backhand of Sinner, of Cobolli. Sorry, Sinner with a forehand to the forehand of Cobolli. Cobolli hits it out. 15 love. 15 love. As with a serve from Sinner. Into the forehand Cobolli. Return goes out. 30 love. 30 love. Sinner serves an ace. 40 love. What was my favorite English dish when I was over there? GBK. GBK. And getting wine drunk at the spoons. We used to do that every Friday. Oh, and Ben's cookie. Was it Ben's cookies? That shit was fire. Anyways, 40 love. As the backhand goes down the line to slice of Sinner. Sinner hits it out, 40-15. And then a big English breakfast on a Sunday morning after drinking the night before. 40-15. Is GBK still a thing? GBK was so good. So good. Halloumi fries. All right. Sinner serves an ace. Tiebreak. Can Cobolli force a third? It's getting bigger in the UK now. GBK was so good. So good. I used to go to that place every week. And then go on Wetherspoons. And cheap ass wine. And an ace down the tee from Cobolli, 1 love. Me and my friend used to we used to have GBK Fridays, where after work on a Friday, we'd go meet at GBK. We'd have a burger, and then we'd go out and drink wine, red wine at a Wetherspoons. Super classy. And that's how we started the night. And then we'd go kick on and go to whatever bar was open. All right, 1 love. Cheap wine at a Spoons. Loved it. forehand rally. Sinner goes down the line with a forehand. Cobolli puts up a lob. Bounce smash Sinner. Puts it away. 1-0. Where did I work when I was in the UK? I worked in London. Right near St. Paul's Cathedral. 1-0. 1-1. Serve again. There's a fault from Sinner. Second serve. Was an architect there? No, it was a priest. All right, 1-0. As with a forehand out of forehand rally. Backhand out from Sinner down the line to the forehand of Cobolli. Sinner backhand. Into the backhand Cobolli. Again, the backhand of Sinner as Cobolli backhand on the stretch. Sinner goes down the line to the forehand of Cobolli. Into the forehand of Sinner as Cobolli into the backhand of Sinner. Again, the forehand of Cobolli. The Sinner forehand down the line. Cobolli backhand. Into the forehand of Sinner. Cobolli just defending. Sinner with a volley. It's too good. 2-1 Sinner. 2-1 Sinner. 2-1. 21 shot rally as well. That's one of the longest rallies of the match. 2-1 Sinner. Back to Cobolli. It's 7 a.m. How did that happen? Forehand from Cobolli into the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Cobolli into the forehand of Sinner. It's Cobolli forehand into the slice of Sinner. Cobolli on the attack. Comes to the net. Sinner with a pass. Cobolli can't get the volley. Sinner, Cobolli's just lying face down on the ground. 3-1. Cobolli's a character. Cobolli is a character. I like it. 3-1. Who's your favorite Premier team? Up the Arsenal. And Cobolli just laid face down on the ground. 3-1 Sinner. I'm going to fault second serve. You should support Chelsea. You should mind your own business. As Sinner hits a return. Long. 3-2. Sinner. I used to have a housemate that worked at Chelsea, and every time Chelsea would play, he would scream and shout when they would score goals. Also, I lived near Fulham, so whenever I'd go out on a Friday night to the place in that area, there'd just be fucking blue jerseys and shit everywhere, and I'd get the fuck out of here. Chelsea can get stuffed. Also, Chelsea were really good at the time, so also, boo. Anyway, that goes out by Sinner. We're back on serve. 3-0. Spurs are the best. Pfft. That was a typo, obviously. I wasn't living in Fulham. I just went out in Fulham because there was Australian bars in Fulham that I could afford to drink at because they were cheap. All right, 3-0. We're back on serve. 3-3. To watch cricket, I will when the Ashes starts. All right, 3-0. And Sinner says a 4-second serve. Why don't you do architecture if that's your profession? Because I have a contractual obligation to be here. And if I did that, then I couldn't do this. And if I couldn't do this, then what would you do? You know, like if I had to go, like it's at 7 a.m, if I had to go like draw buildings right now, one, they'd probably fall down because I'd be too tired to remember the rules. But also, I couldn't do this. And then none of us would be here. We'd all be sitting at home alone, watching our own tennis matches, instead of hanging out together, watching this Italian clash. As Cobolli double faults. 5-3. By the way, they don't take away your degree if you don't use it. You keep that shit forever. They can't revoke my degree. I bought it. I paid for it. I won it by getting good grades. 5-4. Sinner's going to serve the match. Like, if you don't use your degree, they don't give it. They don't take it back. So I can always go back to it. It's still my profession. I'm just not doing it right now. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm watching a tennis match, but I can go back to it if I need to, or if I want to, right? So it's the degree in what? Degree in architecture. Anyway, it's 5-4. As the backhand return out of the backhand of Sinner into the forehand of Cobolli. Forehand from Sinner into the backhand of Cobolli. Again, the forehand of Sinner. Cobolli backhand on the stretch. Sinner backhand to backhand rally. As he goes again to the backhand of Cobolli. Sinner picking up the pace. Goes down the line. Cobolli with a forehand cross court. Sinner gets it. As Cobolli goes down the middle. Sinner backhand inside out. What a shot. What a shot. What a shot. Such a clean backhand winner. 6-4 Sinner, match points. That was insane. An inside-out angled backhand winner from the middle of the court like that is so... Like that, he made that look so easy, but the amount of power that he hit that with as well, ridiculous. That is a ridiculous shot that made look so easy. That was not easy. That was such a tough shot. Middle of the court, inside-out angled backhand winner at full pace. Ridiculous. That's a ridiculous shot. Match points. Sinner serves. To the back of the Cobolli. Return goes into the net. And there it is. Sinner's going to take on Bublik tomorrow. I'll tell you though, Cobolli put up a fight in that second set. First time they've ever played. They got smiles. They're having some fun. I'm going to be honest though. I feel like Cobolli could beat Sinner one day. I reckon he might beat him one day. There was signs there that Cobolli was making Sinner work. Sinner was just too clean, but maybe there might be a chance there that Cobolli could ruffle Sinner's feathers in the future. That wasn't easy for Sinner. Cobolli definitely got skills, but Sinner's just too good right now. And now he's going to take on Bublik tomorrow, which is very, very fun. When those two play, it is fun. Maybe when Sinner's 42, that's rude. All right. I think he definitely can. Sinner was working in this game. Yeah, Sinner had to work big time. YouTube is forever. Degree is a hobby now. I've already got my degree. I don't need to go back and do it. I already completed my degree. Excited about the next match, Bublik Sinner? Yeah, it's going to be fun. I hope Bublik serves well, because then we're going to match. Sinner could demolish Bublik, but I don't know. If Bublik serves well, we're going to have a match. Bublik versus Sinner. Now let's go. Yeah, it's going to happen tomorrow. We'll definitely be watching it. Cobolli or Musetti has a better future. I think Musetti on clay. Right now, Cobolli's a little too volatile. And Cobolli's 23. It's not like he's an 18-year-old kid who's just out of just out of the juniors. He's been playing for a little bit, and he's just a little too reckless, Cobolli. But I like that about him. I like watching him because he's unpredictable. But I feel like Musetti on the clay is a little bit more stable, and if Musetti doesn't get injured, especially on the hard courts too. Remember, he made the U.S. Open quarterfinals too. I think Musetti's a little bit better, and also younger too, right? So I say Musetti probably has a better future, just because if his body gets right, he's very capable of competing against guys like Alcaraz on clay. I mean, that's one of the hardest things to do. Whereas Cobolli's a little bit too much like this right now. If Cobolli can get a little more consistent, though, maybe he can overtake him. But I think Musetti's a little bit more stable and mature. I think he's definitely more mature too. But I like watching Cobolli. Cobolli's fun to watch. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. All right. I'm out of here because it's 7 a.m. and I'm really tired. But we're going to be back tomorrow to do it all again. We're going to be back in like 6 hours to watch Raducanu play on Boko to see if Raducanu makes the WTA finals. So we're going to watch that, and then we'll come back and watch Sinner in the quarterfinals against Bublik. Who else is playing? Fonseca, Chapo. Maybe. The problem with that is it's at the same time as Sinner. Demon or Berrettini, Zverev, Grigspor. God, there's some good matches tomorrow. But yeah, we're not going to watch Demon because obviously we don't watch Australians because I don't need that stress in my life. But yeah, we'll watch Sinner Bublik. But yeah, come back in a couple of hours. We're going to be watching Raducanu versus Raducanu versus Mboko to find out who will make the WTA finals. It is the match that decides the lineup. Winner. If Raducanu wins, she goes through. If she loses, it's Andreeva. So probably one of the most important matches of the year will be happening in about 6 hours. And then we've got matches after that. I'm definitely going to have a nap today. I'm definitely having a nap today. After that. When are they playing? 2:00. Alright. Yeah, Fritz lost. He lost today. Consider to be number one. Yeah, he has to keep winning everything though. Now it's not Danish time, it's bedtime. All right. Yeah, Shelton lost as well. I'm not surprised they both lost though, because like both of the guys they lost to are very good players, very dangerous players. So I'm not too surprised. Humbert is great on indoor hard courts, and Munar's been on a beast on hard courts all year. So I'm not super shocked. Yeah, Fraser, don't make me do math. It's 7 a.m. I've been up all night. want to do math. Anyways, I'm going to send you over to the next one, which is coming up later. So I'll be back in no time. I'm going to go have a nap for 6 hours, then come back and do it all again. And I'm going to be caffeinated. But Sinner wins, beats Cobolli 6-2, 7-6. He will take on Bublik tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Hopefully Bublik can play like he did it in Halle a few months ago. Really push Sinner, make Sinner work. But Sinner wins into the quarterfinals. See you guys soon.